The 3rd of December, and we are now convening the Standing Committee on Health to consider and adopt our committee documents. So very much welcome to all members, welcome to all our support staff, and if we're live streaming, to members of the public as well. Colleagues, just to alert you to our cardinal rules of online conferencing, may I please ask that at this stage you kindly mute your mics as well as turn off any cameras. You are privileged to the chat function or the raise your hand function should you want to draw the attention of the chairperson. Colleagues, you are most welcome once you address the meeting to turn on your mic as well as your camera. At this point, I will now ask members to kindly introduce themselves for the record, please.
Good morning, Chairperson Lorraine Botha.
Good morning, Chairperson Rachel van Voegel.
Good morning, Chairperson Regan Allen.
Is that all members? Thank you very much. Any apologies?
Member Bakofos.
Thank you very much. Duly noted, Member Van Vogel. Colleagues, we will then go straight over to the business of the day, which is our first committee report, and that is the annual report of the Department of Health. Members have been furnished with the relevant documentation. As presented on the screen to us. We are now on page 2 of the document. We can move along to page 3, which then indicates the key points that was discussed during our annual report session. Member Botha.
My hand was raised for page 2.
Sure, member.
Under introduction, the very last part, just on top of overview, members of the public were also given an opportunity to pose questions and to make input during the discussions. This meeting, I said that I revised it. This meeting gave an opportunity for members of the public to participate. However, no members of the public did participate. Just to make that very clear.
That's correct, member. All were present, if my memory serves me correct. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so it could read that the meeting gave an opportunity for members of the public to participate. However, no members of the public were present in order to participate.
Thank you very much, member. We will amend accordingly. Can we then move to page 3?
Chair, page 3. Under 3.5, the department collected a revenue surplus of 14.655 million, and I put a double colon there, and then I inserted a 3.5.1. Patient fees were the main source of revenue for the department during the 2020-21 financial year.
Thank you very much, member. We will amend accordingly. You have that, Ms. Jamke?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you. Are we in order with page 3 until 3.1.7? Then we move along to page 4, which is the final page of this report. Ms. Jamke, can I just ask, in terms of point 5, our resolutions, and also with the indulgence of the committee members, that we perhaps in future just attach timelines, clear timelines to our resolutions.
Yeah.
We agreed on presenting a gift of gratitude to Dr. Klute and to the department, of which I would like to know where in the process we are of procuring that, and then just want to perhaps propose, since we will not be tendering a motion in the next sitting, that we then address a formal letter, and if we can perhaps frame that letter from this committee to the department, which we present with a gift, and then at the next sitting tender the motion accordingly. Will that be in order?
Chair, may I?
You may, Member Botha.
I concur with your proposal, and I also want to ask that with regard to the appropriations, when we do the adjustment appropriations, that we perhaps hand it over there, that you hand it over there as the chairperson of the committee in front of the committee, because I'm sure Dr. Klute will be in that meeting.
Thank you very much. I have no problem with that at all. Are we in concurrence, members? Thank you very much for that proposal, Member Botha. Thank you so much for your
Sorry,
support.
Chair. Sorry, Chair. Just for clarity, the gift, the handing of gift during appropriation, the meeting of appropriations are going to be on virtual platform.
Oh,
So
okay.
how is that going to be how these gifts are going to be handed to the HOD?
Can it not be delivered to the department, Chair, on that day before we start?
We will make sure, Ms. Jamke, that we deliver it beforehand, and then we can make provision within the meeting that we make mention and allude to that.
So the gift must be delivered, hand delivered on the 7th.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Will that be fine?
Yes, I procured the gifts already. I sent the request. So I'm waiting to get a response from the WCPP
Okay, sure.
store.
Okay, so we'll just follow up on the logistics after this meeting then, to make sure we have all in order for then. Thank you very much. Point 6 on information required. Are we happy that it is reflected as documented, members?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you very much. Can I ask for proposal to adopt the report?
Member Botha, I propose that we adopt the draft report with the amendments.
Thank you very much, Member Botha. Seconder?
Seconded, Regan Allen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member Allen. We move to the next set of documents, which is the minutes of proceedings of the Standing Committee of the 17th of June.
Okay.
Chair, it should be 17 November.
November. Yeah. It's
Not June.
17 November.
We don't want to go back, Namonde.
Definitely not.
End this year.
Definitely not. Thank you very much. Members, please check your attendance. We are on the
Check.
first page. Member Botha,
No, it wasn't me, Chair.
Member Van Vogel, is that you? Not? We can proceed to the second page.
Chair, on the second page,
Member Botha,
right at the top, the committee proceeded to deliberate on the annual reports of the Department of Health.
thank you very much. We will incorporate that amendment. Colleagues, are we in order with pages 1 and page 2 with the amendment proposed? Can I ask for a proposer, please?
Chair, I propose with the amendments to adopt the minute.
Thank you very much, Member Botha. Seconder, please. Member Van Vogel, are you seconding?
Chair, I just need clarity now because I want to use my minority vote. So at which part, can you just guide me there?
We are now with the minutes of the 17th of November. We have dealt with the
Understand?
previous document.
Yeah, I understand that. Remember, there's a certain time that you give the minority parties of everyone an opportunity to if they want to use their minority vote in terms of Rule 19. So I just want clarity on the way forward, where it's at which part, because we are handling the annual report at the moment.
Now,
Can you just guide me there?
we are now dealing with the minutes of that meeting, member. Member Allen, I see your hand.
Thank you so much, Chairperson. I second.
Thank you very much, members. Ms. Jamke, I'm right. We are now dealing. We have concluded the first document. We have dealt now with the minutes.
Yes, Chair.
Thank you very much. The next document is the draft committee report. Members will remember.
Chair, you didn't answer. If you give me a chance, you didn't answer my question. Can anyone assist me? I understand we are dealing with the annual report. Now my question to you, the question that I posed to you was, at what stage am I allowed to give my minority, can I call on my minority thing of Rule 19? I just need clarity on that. Can you just guide me there?
Ms. Jamke, can you please just guide us in that way, please?
Okay, Chair, thank you. We are not voting for when it comes into annual report. I believe that we normally do that during the budget. When we do the budget, which is Western Cape appropriation or adjustments. But for annual report, any member of parliament maybe who does not concur with what was presented or tabled before the committee can voice their support or opinion on the annual report during the budget, during the debate on this report, because these reports are going to be tabled before the House. So if a member of parliament is not in agreement, I believe that they can raise the concern or issues during the report.
And
but if Ben is here as well, Chair, he can also add on what I just said.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jamke. And the report that we adopted earlier on is the reflections of the proceeding during that annual report discussions. Mr. Daza, anything you would like to add?
Yes, Chair. Our rules provide for the committee to compile this report, and then, but they also provide for minority parties to give their mind to view on a report. So for annual reports, most of the time, because committee doesn't say we support or not support, normally we don't we don't have a minority view, but nothing stops a political party from raising a minority view on a committee report. So the committee will have to decide if they need to go back and give the ANC that opportunity. It is up to the committee, but nothing stops. There is a provision for any committee report to have a minority if it has been requested by a political party. Yes, Nomonde is correct. There will also be an opportunity for parties in the House to debate, maybe to raise different issues that are not necessarily in the report. But there's nothing that's stopping a party from raising an issue on a committee report, whether it's an annual report or it's an adjustment. It's such that it has been happening mostly in budget votes, which is the appropriation bills and the adjustment, maybe not in the code, but nothing stops a party from raising that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much for providing that clarity, Ms. Jamke, as well as Mr. Daza. Members, we have dealt with, we have duly adopted the annual report, the draft report this morning. And if I understand Member Winvogel correctly, she was asking whether she can express the minority view on behalf of the African National Congress. Now, I put it to this committee whether we should go back or members feel that we have dealt and we should move forward.
Chair.
I recognize you, Member Botha.
Thank you. If there is an opportunity for Member Winvogel to express the minority view from the party that she represents, and if she can do it at another platform, then she must do so, as indicated by Mr. Daza. However, I do not have an issue if we have to go back to record it, but do we record it as the minority view has been highlighted after the draft report has been adopted?
I see Member Botha. I don't see any further hands. Therefore, members are going to make a ruling in this regard. Since the committee have already adopted the draft report and there is an opportunity at the next deliberation for the member and the political party concerned to express their view, we will then accordingly record the view at the next engagement of the committee. Thank you, members. We now move forward to the draft standing committee report, and members will remember we had an oversight visit to the CTICC as well as to the wellness bus of the Faircape dairies in Durbanville on the 4th of August. Members, also this report has been circulated to you. We are now on page 2. Please check your attendance, members. Mr. Daza, is that a new hand?
Oh, sorry, Chair, it's an old hand, sorry, Chair.
Not a problem. Thank you very much. Ms. Jamke, will you? Thank you. Please check your attendance, members. Page 2 deals with the background as well as the points at the CTICC. Can we move along to page 3?
Chairperson, page 3.
Yes, Member Botha.
2.13. During the visit, the committee interacted with Mrs. Wilhelmina Jansen, a 100-year-old, not years old.
Thank you very much.
And then 3.7 at the bottom. That sentence does not read well for me. So I would want to propose, because it says there were 8 nursing staff. one sister and one community liaison officer on site, which is 2. In addition, Fair Cape Dairies Farm employees were providing support on site. So there are 2 of the 8. Where is the rest?
Ms. Jamke, does that 8 include the sister as well? And the CLO?
Chair, I have a proposal for that 3.7. We just have to find the 6 because I don't see the 6. And I was amending, there were 8 nursing staff, namely, then a colon, and then underneath that, 1 sister, 1 community liaison officer, and then the others, whoever the others are, in that order.
Yes, or do we just conclude where there were 8 nursing staff without making mention, because they are the nursing staff, and then the CLO, I'm not sure whether the CLO was also part of the health staff or an admin staff member.
Chairperson,
Member Van Vogel?
I will support Member Bota's proposal, because just not to exclude anyone. The way she put it, it's safe for me. It's safe, so I will support that proposal over.
Thank you very much, Member Van Vogel. We will then amend 3.7 accordingly, and then just visit the heading. Visit to the vaccination site should then not read 0.2 but 0.3. Thank you very much, members. We now move to page 4. If there's no further amendments on page 4, members, can we ask that we a proposer to adopt?
With the amendment, Chair, I propose to adopt the draft report.
Thank you very much, Member Botha. Can I ask for a seconder?
Seconded. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member Allen. The report is then duly adopted with the amendments as proposed. We now move to the following, the next draft committee report, which is our oversight visits to the health facilities in Swellend Dam on the 11th of August. Members, we are there now on page 2. Ms. Jamke, are you flighting the report? Thank you very much. Members, please check your attendance on page 2. Can we then move along to page 3?
Page 3, Chair.
Please proceed, Member Botha.
2.15. Parking was also reported as the challenge. The clinic does not have a designated parking area.
Thank you very much. We'll amend accordingly.
And then, sorry, Chair.
Please proceed, Member Botha.
Under 2. I just said in terms of 2.3, under 2.3.1, date to be added. If we could just set a date there for 2.3.1.
Thank you very much, Member Botha.
Sorry, Chair.
Yes.
When it comes into committee resolutions, these are committee actions. Usually we don't put dates because this depends on the committee program, and the committee can schedule these meetings or take action anytime. So I don't understand now if the committee itself is going to put date for your action, which is, we all know that when it comes into the committee program, we always push things back. That is why when it comes into committee resolutions, we don't put deadlines, because it depends on the committee, on the availability of space, on the programming authority, the approval, and so forth and so forth. When it comes into in a request for information, we put dates because that information we requested from the department. So I don't understand if now in resolutions we are going to put these dates, because it's not going to be realistic. It's not realistic. The dates are not going to be complied with because it's going to depend on the availability of you know, on the approval by the programming authority and other issues that are parliamentary priorities. So when it comes into resolutions, I don't know how are we putting these dates. Maybe Member Bota can advise as to why are we putting dates on resolutions for committee.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jamke. Member Bota, can I ask that you further elaborate on your expectation on 2.3.1? Thank you.
The 2.3.1 is very specific. It says schedule an in-person meeting and engage with the department officials and officials from various municipalities from all the areas that the committee had visited thus far to find ways to address some of the challenges noted by the committee during its visit to different health facilities across the province. So I read it as very specific. And in regard to that being very specific, I then said, add a date as to when do we do this? Or does it just stand as a committee resolution for until when? We have to be specific to put a date there. Now, I also said there, a note for myself, I said put in the draft committee program. So we can either do it here or we can do it there when we get there. Either way, Chair, I think we have to put a date. And also the programming authority takes the directive from the committee. So if a committee has proposed a date to do whatever content in that committee, the program authority takes the directive from there. It's not other way around.
Thank you very much, Member Bota. You have covered me to an extent in your last comment. And I think it's incumbent upon us to follow up on the various resolutions and make sure that we provide within our program as well as indulge with or engage with the programming authority in making sure that we do execute in terms of our resolutions. So for 2.3.1, can we perhaps then just add a sentence which we say that the committee will, you know, make room within our committee program and then subsequently engage with the programming authority on the available dates. Will that be in order, members?
Yes, Chair.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, Chair.
Yes.
Committee resolution automatically are on the committee program. That is what formulates the committee program. These points are already in the committee program. It's a matter of time of just a programming authority or the committee putting a date. When we adopt the committee program, you will see that all committee resolutions are there. If the committee decided to do a briefing, I put it on the committee program automatically because that is a committee resolution. As to when the committee finds a date, that is a different story. That is what I was trying to say, that when it comes into committee resolutions, we don't put the dates for that in the minutes. We take the committee resolution and put it in the program. Then in that program, that is when now the committee is going to schedule those things as priorities, as how you want it. Because I know that this the resolution, we were supposed to do it, I think it was immediately when we came back from that visit. But because of COVID, it was it had to fall back. So it has been there on the committee program. We were supposed to do it, but we could not. So that is why I say that when it comes into resolution, it's unrealistic to put it on minutes. Because it goes to the that is what forms part of the committee program. But Chair, you will see it when we adopt the committee program every resolution is in that committee program. But now the committee can decide as to what activity do you want to prioritize. If this is something that you want to do first thing next year, you can do that. If you want to do it before we close, you can do that in the parliamentary program when we adopt it, but not to put the date in the minutes. That is what I was trying to explain, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Jamke, and I think we are on the same page. So what we are saying, we just want to substantiate, and yes, as you said, the resolution will go onto the program, and it's incumbent upon us then to subsequently get the dates from the programming authority. So I don't think there's any harm in adding that to 2.3.1, not a specific date, but that we will follow that due process. Is that in order?
Chair, can I just go back? The resolution says, schedule an in-person meeting and engage with the department officials and officials from various municipalities from all the areas that the committee had visited thus far to find ways to address some of the challenges noted by the committee during its visit to different health facilities across the province. Now, the draft program says for December, it's the deliberation on the adjustments appropriation. For February 22, committee engagement with the Saldanha Bay municipality. That's also very specific. Ward councillors, district health officials from the Department of Health and the EMS management in the West Coast. Then February 22, briefing by the Department of Health on the employment equity plan. Then to be confirmed, briefing by various health stakeholders in the province in order to strengthen the relations and public engagement between the committee and community health forums. Now, it does not specifically speak to this resolution in the draft program, unless I'm missing it.
Yes, and if I understand Ms. Jamke correctly, it will speak to the program after we have adopted this report. Am I correct, Ms. Jamke?
So then we have to discuss it then, Chair, when we get to the program. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. As to when, and then engage with the programming authority with the dates. Ms. Jamke?
It's fine, Chair. We can write it in the minutes the way the committee wants.
Are we then in agreement, members?
That we write it in the minutes? Yes. That we add a date to the minute? Yes.
Thank you very much.
Just speaking for myself.
Thank you, Member Botha. Members, we are now moving along to page 4.
Sorry, Chair, which date must we write here? I need the wording.
No, we're not writing a date. We are saying, as we have now agreed that after we have adopted this report, we will now have a relook at our program as the committee, and then we will engage the programming authority with the relevant dates that we can have the scheduled engagement as in 2.3.1. On page 4, members.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, that's it.
Member Botha and then Member Windvogel.
Sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
I again said 2.4 timeline. So I'm just leaving it there. I'm not going to discuss it. And then on 3.10, it was reported that there was high absenteeism of nurses at the hospital. I inserted the word the. That's on page 4. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Member Botha. Member Windvogel.
Sorry, Chair, which report are we adopting? Is it the club nuts?
No.
No, we
are on page 4.
Of adopting the club nuts report.
No, we're not yet at the Klapmuts report.
But
We are still at the Swellendam report.
But the Swellendam one ends at page 3, isn't it, Chair?
Now, why is my pages?
And then page 4 is the, page 4 is the Swellendam still, yes.
Yes, page 4.
Yeah, page 4 is still at the Swellendam, yeah. Under number 3.
That's correct, yes. I might be in the 17th of June, but I'm on the right page. Ms. Jamke, do you have page 4?
Yes, but now I just lost the report.
Okay,
3.10.
so 2.4, Member Botha said the information requested, the committee requested that the department should furnish the committee with copies of correspondences between the clinic and the department since 2012 to see the progress made in addressing the challenges of the Railton Clinic. And it then reads the committee departed from the Railton Clinic in Swellendam, and Member Botha's input is that we should attach a timeline to that. Are we in agreement, members? And when will be a realistic time for us to request that from the department?
Chair,
Member Van
if I
Voort?
may- if I may, my understanding is that there was a type of response from the department on the issues of Swellendam. So I'm not sure. Monamonde can correct me.
Kom hierso. Sorry.
We are here, member. Member Van Vogel, are you saying that the information that we are referring to in 2.4 were already received by the committee? Or are you referring to information that you requested? Member Van Vogel?
Perhaps I'm also lost, Chair. Are you
Okay.
saying we are on which we are on page 2 or 3?
No, we are on page 4, member Van Vogel, of the Swellendam report.
Okay, 1 point. Which point?
2.4. On the information requested. Next page. Page down, Ms. Jamke.
Oh, yes.
You have it, member Van Vogel?
Yes, I do have.
Okay. So you are saying that the committee already received the information as in 2.4?
Yeah, but it's not, if you go through that information, they are not giving us that information.
So we
They are
have
just
received
they are
it.
just telling us what their mandate is, and yeah, but they are not actually answering our question of giving us any proof of that. But they did respond.
Ms. Jamke, can you please provide clarity on 2.4?
That's true, Chairperson. These resolutions were forwarded to the committee, to the department, and they responded according to what the committee asked. And the resolutions were forwarded to all members of the committee.
Thank you very much. I am quite honest in saying that I missed that, but I will certainly follow up and also just check in terms of the distribution thereof. But thank you very much. Page 4, members, then 3.10, we should just add absenteeism of nurses at, we just add the between at and hospital as proposed by Member Botha. Can we conclude and move over to page 5 of the Swellendam report?
Okay.
Yes, Member Botha.
Under 4, the second paragraph, starting with the word upon engaging with Sister Van Wyk.
Thank you for that amendment. It will be recorded. Members 4.1 and 4.2, are you happy that we proceed to page 6?
Yes.
The Buffels Yacht
Chairperson?
Clinic. Member Van Vogel.
Sorry, Chair. Chair, I'm just a bit worried on page 5 under Swellendam Clinic. On,
Please.
yeah, my issue there is that our report that we received there was that the clinic is not in operation in town, but they are focusing more on testing. I just need clarity on that. And then there is.
Member Van Vogel, can you please repeat?
I'm saying.
Under which point are you speaking, member?
It's visiting the Swellendam clinic.
On point 4, okay. Yes. Which paragraph are you referring to?
Sister Slyn reported Swellendam clinic was rendering all the health services. However, during the visit, the clinic was closed to prioritize the COVID testing. Now, in the response from the department, they are saying this it's not the case. They are in operation. So I'm just checking, perhaps we need to look at our program and see how we're going to, oh, I'm not sure, you are saying you didn't look through that report of that response. I'm not sure how we're going to put it on the program and give us time to look through it again, but we need to do a follow-up on these issues or the issues of the response from the department on issues pertaining Swellendam clinic.
Yes, thank you very much, Member Van Vogel. Remember, this report reflects of what our visit entails and what we found there on the day. I would also then strongly suggest that we put time apart to discuss as a committee as the responses that we received from the department. Will that be in order?
Yes, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Page 6, members, are you happy? 5.1 till 5.10. Can I please ask if there's a proposal to adopt the report?
Chair, before we adopt,
Member Botha.
On 6.5.4, it was reported that the majority of community members in Buffelsrivier refused to isolate when tested positive for COVID and not of COVID.
Thank you very much, member. Can we ask that we
With that, I propose.
With amendments proposed. Thank you, Member Botha. Seconded.
Chairperson, I will second. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member Allen. We move over to our next report, the Standing Committee on Health, with our oversight visit to the Klapmuts Clinic on the 18th of August. We are on page 2, members. Please check your attendance. Page 2 provides us with a background as well as the points emanating from the visit. Are all in order, members? Can we move over to page 3 then? Page 3 takes us from 1.2.6 to 1.2.19. I hear you, Member Botha.
Thank you, Chair. 1.2.15, the second sentence or the third sentence. It was reported and not report. The clinic committee will be operational before the end of 2021.
Thank you very much, Member Botha. Members, can we adopt the report with the amendment proposed?
I propose to adopt with the amendments, Chair.
Thank you very much, Member Botha. Seconder.
Second, Chair.
Thank you very much, Member Van Vogel. We then move over to the next committee report of the Standing Committee on Health on its oversight visit to the health facility in Worcester on the 25th of August 2021. Members, we are then on page 2. Kindly check your attendance, the background, and the points that emanates from our visit to this healthcare facility. Are all in order with you on page 2?
Yep.
Thank you very much, members. We then move along to page 3.
In order, Chair.
Thank you very much, members. Page 4 is basically just the signature. Can I ask for
I propose,
proposal? Chair. Thank you, Member Botha. Seconder.
Seconded, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Member Allen. And I believe our last document, Ms. Jamke, is that of our draft program. Are we flighting the program? Thank you so much. Members, your input at this point. Yes, Member Botha.
That resolution that we have deliberated so long upon, the Swellendam visit, I would want to, and now Ms. Jamke must just guide us here in terms of the parliamentary program, and I think we start with constituency period somewhere in January already on the parliamentary program. Now, there's nothing in this draft program for health for January. And that I want to propose then, Chair, that resolution that we took, that schedule an in-person meeting and engage with the department officials from various municipalities, that we then put it in for latest January. If other members of this committee would agree. But then also on the program, Chair, we have, as I indicated earlier, for February, we have indicated a visit to Saldanha Bay. And I think that also emanated from our cluster visit when we were there. That is scheduled now for February 22, that engagement with the Saldanha Bay municipality. So does that remain an activity? I'm asking whether that will remain an activity on its own. And then we schedule this resolution from Swellendam because it's two different areas anyway. If it then does remain as two different activities, I would want to propose that we have this activity the resolution that we took for the Swellendam visit, that we put that in the draft program for latest January. That is my proposal.
Thank you very much, Member Botha. So, Ms. Jamke, can we then accordingly schedule the Swellendam engagement with officials for the latest committee date in January, the last committee date in January?
Chair, if you then indulge me, I just want to ask, in regard to our standing committee health, is there an appetite for us to do public hearings in regard to the vaccination uptake? If we then can discuss it here, in the parliamentary program, we have scheduled from the 8th of the 11th, we have scheduled cluster visit. And the cluster visit is on the West Coast. Now that we do the Saldanha Bay engagement during that time, that is on this program, that we do the Saldanha Bay engagement during that time, during that period as health. But then also, if there is an appetite for a public hearing or two in the West Coast area, because the uptake for vaccination is slow, then we also put that in the draft program. But I will get guidance from you and from other members on the platform. Then another thing that I would want to ask here, and this is also, Chair, this is COVID travel permitting, whether the borders are open or not. I would want to propose to you as the chairperson for health, as well as the committee members of health. We are overlapping as members to other committees, as you are aware. So I would want to propose that as part of the draft program for health, that health also joins in with social development at this stage and with education at this stage to embark on a study tour. We can get guidance from Mr. Daza, but I would propose that as part of this draft program for health. Thank you, Chair. That's my input on the draft program.
Thank you very much, Member Botha, for your valuable input. Any other member? Anything from your side, Member Allen?
Thank you so much, Chairperson. I would support the comment made by Member Botha, so that we can look into that.
Thank you very much, Member Windvogel.
Yeah, Chair, I don't have a problem with the proposal of Member Botha. I just need perhaps clarity. I think there was a proposal that we are saying end of January, around end of January, it will be the Swellenham issue. And then the proposal from Member Botha on the February, the Saldanha issue of the visit to Saldanha Bay. But my other concern is on the clubmas issue, or let's say, clubmas, it's clubmas. How do we track or do follow-ups on issues that was discussed and check if it was implemented? If I can get guidance in terms of that, because for me, it becomes a tick box exercise if we just go and do visits, but nothing is happening after that. And I like our new approach where we are going back and look at our resolutions and try to sort it out. But now we are skipping some of it. Like in Clubmas, I know there was an understaffed issue and there was a lot of problems. A nurse of was resigning. So I really want to know, because remember when we were there, it was packed and it was even raining that day. So I just want to know, how do we do a follow-up in terms of service delivery or the stuff that we take resolutions on, or that we found, is it still the same? Is there something, did someone do something there, the Department of are we just doing this tick box exercise? Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much for your input as well, Member Windvogel. And just on your comment, and I think as a committee, once we conduct our oversight visits and we draft our resolutions, I agree with you that there should be a flow in order for us to see, once we ultimately started our oversight, I would say almost an oversight journey on that specific facility, that we come to a point where we as a committee can say that this is where we started, this is the measures that we have taken within our mandate, and this is ultimately the outcome that was achieved by the committee. So I think that is something that we should speak to in the new year, as to how we will ensure that the resolutions we take have an ultimate outcome at the end of the day, and we can report to that. But also members have also got their parliamentary privileges, of course, where you can ask supplementary questions or request additional information from the department accordingly, in the space where the committee cannot go back and has other work according to the program. Member Windvogel. That is on your comment. On Member Botha, we have now agreed, members, that we will schedule that engagement with officials for the last date in January. Member Botha made mention of the cluster visit, the 8th to the 11th. So do we agree that is then when we engage in Saldanha Bay? And then Member Botha made mention of public hearings, which I would have brought up at the end of the meeting. Members will also remember that we have, I think we've briefly touched on this engagements with the communities at the previous engagement. But I also now want to ask the committee that we formalize and we agree as a committee that due to the slow uptake of vaccinations and the looming fourth wave and the new variants presenting itself, and I'm sure we can agree that the department is capacitated, the infrastructure is there, the dosages is there, the staff are trained and they are ready to administer, but we still find communities where there is a slow uptake and a reluctance of taking the vaccine. That we as a committee formally resolve that that is the process that we wish to embark on as an oversight body, to engage those communities, that we get the necessary health experts on board within that setting and that engagement, and providing those communities with the clarity or questions or concerns that they might have and addressing it there and then to do our part as the oversight body of the provincial legislature. So I would love us to make a formal resolution in that regard, that we then, after making that resolution, engage with the programming authority to grant us space within the program, or rather, yes, space within the parliamentary program for this committee to conduct those engagements within the communities. Colleagues, I would like to have your input on the matter, please. Can I start with you, Member Windvogel?
Chairperson, I didn't get you there. You want me to do?
If you have any input or comment with
No,
regard.
Chair.
Are you happy?
No, I'm happy.
Thank you very much. Member Allen?
I'm covered my side. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything from your side, Member Botha?
Chair, I just want to indicate that we now have going forward, excuse me, we have that Wednesday available to us. Remember that Wednesday now opens. We don't have formal committee scheduled on a Wednesday. So I would propose, and I must just indicate here with my hat as the chairperson for education on my head, that I want to utilize the afternoon of a Wednesday, if possible. But we can always use that Wednesday morning as this committee to do oversight as well. So I just want to indicate that going forward and populating our program. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you so much, Member Botha. Thank you, members, for your input. Can I then ask that you provide myself and Ms. Jamke the opportunity to just incorporate as what we have discussed within the program and circulate the program to the members to just give your final okay on the program, and then the proposed resolution put forward in terms of the public hearings, we also record that accordingly. With having said that, members, are there any other comment that should be considered at that stage? Because that now actually concludes our business. You have now a last opportunity, members. I do not see any hands. Ms. Jamke, are there any other documents that we need to speak to, or any other matter that you wish to raise at this point?
Nothing, Chair, but I just wanted clarity on the engagement on the end of January for the Surrendam issues. I think we are going to embark on that cluster visit in February. I was thinking that maybe that engagement for Swellendam can be done around that time as well. And maybe we arrange a meeting during the cluster visit for health in the morning in a particular hospital, where you invite all those stakeholders that you want to see on the Swellendam on the end of January to be there, and you engage with them. It's just a suggestion from my side, because I think if we go end of January to Swellendam, and again, the committee is going to be part of the cluster visit on to that site. It's just, but the committee is allowed to do the members as they wish fitting.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Jamte. Can I then ask Member Van Vogel?
Yeah, Chair. I'm supporting the proposal of the issue raised by Mrs. Jamte Nomonde. But yeah, I'm thinking, because it's going to be much better if we go through the response of the department. So when we go back, then we can raise those issues with them. Have that a meeting that was proposed, of that was raised by Nomonde, and then we can ons slaan twee vliee met een slag dood. So I'm just saying I'm supporting that proposal. In line with it, we go through the response of the department. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Member Van Vogel, for your input as well. Members, can I then ask that myself and Ms. Jamke be afforded the opportunity to populate the program with your input as you have raised this morning, and then we will circulate to the members accordingly. Is that in order with you, members?
In order, Chair.
Thank you very much, members. I believe this concludes our business of the day. Thank you so much for your indulgence. Thank you so much for your active participation, and thank you so much for your valuable input. Thanks again to Ms. Jamke. Thank you, Mr. Daza. Thank you to our ICT support this morning. And members, you must have a wonderful day ahead, a weekend ahead, and please be safe, and please remember to encourage your family members, your neighbors, those that you see alongside the road as you drive or walk, to please get vaccinated. Please be safe, members, and thank you so much for a wonderful meeting. Keep well and please be safe. This meeting is now adjourned.
Thank you.